Hello, class. We're looking at the employee scheduling, integer programming, IP problem that we did in the last video. And this video will show you the solver table add-in again to do sensitivity analysis. Like we said with the product mix, solver table application does not depend on what the solver model is, whether it's LP or IP. It will just run solver the way you set it up in the background. So that's not a job of solver table, it's a job of solver. So as long as you set up the solver model correctly, you can use solver table with any model. Change an input and see what effect it has on the output. So this was the optimal solution for the employee scheduling problem, and your solution may be slightly different because this problem is known to have multiple optimal solutions. Again, even though we have multiple optimal solutions, which means these numbers may change, the total number of employees we need to hire should remain at 23. That's the meaning of multiple optimal solution. So say we need the employees required to be varied between 10 and 20 or whatever in increments of 1. How would that have an effect on the total number of employees required, on when do I start them? And so that's a type of sensitivity we need to do. And so if we go to solver table, and we run solver table one way just to vary Sunday. And so here is a reminder how you set up solver table. So this is one way because we're just wanting to change Sunday's numbers, H25. We want to vary them between 10 to 25 on increments of 1. And so what if we increase the number of people? Would that change the mix? I mean, that would be interesting to know. So we have more available people on Sunday in case we have a flood of people that visit the restaurant or, extra demand or whatever. So, and we just want to watch K23, which is the total employees needed. At this point, if I wanted to also see when do they start, I can, again, hold down the control key so it puts a comma and highlight these. That's the way you get the comma. So if I click on this as OK, don't include any empty cells. I didn't include any empty cells. Oh, maybe here. Let's set it up here. And so, OK. Not contain a formula. Okay, so this is not working as it should. And I just noticed for the first time that it doesn't have a reset all button like the solver, which is annoying. But let's see. Let's try to clear this and run it again and see if this is the problem. And so, okay, I am not seeing where the problem is. So I'm going to try to do it again. So input cell is this. Then I don't think the problem is here. And let me see, K23 is this. And let's see. Okay, this seemed to work. So I honestly don't know what the problem was. Maybe I inserted a space while doing this. All I did was backtrack my steps and redo it again, and so that took care of the problem. So we get a sensitivity report like this. We're varying only Sunday's number of employees needed between 10 to 25. The original was 11. And so the 11, now it inserted this sheet. And so we see that total number of employees is 23. So I can what does this mean? I mean, you have to be able to interpret. This is extremely useful information that the total number of employees needed to be hired does not change except when we raise it to 22. And so it is a matter of how I allocate the same 23 employees. So I can increase the number on Sunday available, which is this number here, all the way to 21 without increasing the total number of employees. This is extremely useful for a manager because it's saying that only with the different way of allocating them, you're still using 23 employees, but if you think a special Sunday holiday is coming up and you may need more people will show up to the restaurant or the company or whatever it is we're doing, by reallocating when those 23 people, how they start on different days of the week, then you're like not having to employ one single person more. And so I can increase by 10 employees without increasing the total employees, just changing their schedule. You couldn't have done that on a big board with, like you see sometimes in certain companies, you see a big whiteboard with 1 hour, Jack and John and Libby working, and you have X marks. That it just doesn't work on that. So the only way to do it and to give alternatives is to do a model like this. It would have been very helpful to also list the days they start here, and we can do that by inserting a comma, and then we would see how the combination changes from week to week. But this is something I'm sure you can do. That's all for the sensitivity analysis, and I'll see you in the next video.